Okay? So we need to cover what are these entities that are covered with corporate tax, no? So, let's start first with entities according on how they are incorporated. Okay? So first, in UAE, you are incorporated either as a mainland company or a free zone company. Right? We know this already. Next. In a free zone, when you are a free zone company, we need to distinguish yourself whether are you a qualified free zone or a non-qualified free zone. So in this level, we are looking at two major types of companies. The other one is split in two sub-categories. Okay? We'll cover one by one later. Now, companies that are not incorporated in UAE, okay? Take note, the first one is number one. We belong here. And we belong here, meaning no excuse. We are covered with UAE corporate tax. Okay? So you should have registered by now and, understand and organize and prepare your organization to be compliant. Now, if the company where you belong is not incorporated in UAE, this was the example earlier, right? So if you have a company that is not incorporated in UAE, but you effectively manage and control that business in UAE, okay? Or having a permanent establishment in UAE, okay, isa-isa ko muna. I will do this one by one. I'll start with this one first. Example, you are here in UAE, resident in UAE, okay? You are employed in UAE, okay? But you have a company in the Philippines. And then that company in the Philippines, you effectively manage and control. No one else is managing and controlling that except you, that you are here. Okay? Question, is that company covered with UAE corporate tax? The answer is yes. Yes. Take note of the word effectively manage and control. In my example, take note, I said you have a company, a corporation in the Philippines, but there is no one else is managing that except you that you are here. If that is the situation, the UAE corporate tax law will consider that as a resident company. So, how do you avoid this? Simple. Do not show any effective management and control by having someone do the management and controlling in the Philippines. Maybe you hire a manager, you employ people who will do their marketing, all this. So, you will be able to distinguish yourself from being effectively managed or controlling this company. Because if you do, I'm sorry, but that company is covered under corporate tax law. Second, permanent establishment. Example, Ayala Land in the Philippines. So that company is not incorporated here, correct? Ayala Land, for example. But Ayala Land incorporated into UAE and set up a branch of a foreign-owned entity. Branch. Okay? So, they created Ayala Land LLC. Actually, Ayala Land, only they mentioned Ayala Land. Okay. And then, when you register that, it says branch of a foreign entity. that company, the branch here, is an extension of Ayala Land in the Philippines. Okay? Question. Is that branch here covered with corporate tax? Sorry, where the company Ayala Land in the Philippines covered with UA corporate tax? Second question, whether the branch here is covered with UA corporate tax? First question, Ayala Land in the Philippines, no. But the branch is covered with UAE corporate tax. And therefore, that branch here must register. Okay? Next would be nexus or deriving sources. So, if you have a company outside of UAE and it owns immovable properties in UAE, meaning Ayala Land, for example, and he purchased a real estate in UAE, okay, and it is making money. Will that be subject to the corporate tax? That income, the answer is yes. Why? Because he is a corporation. Another example, Mr. Pedro, individual, residing in Manila, both purchased a real estate property in Jumeirah, for example, one flat, and it is making money. Question, does the income of that flat subject to corporate tax? No. Yeah, no. What is the difference? The first example, it is a company outside of UAE, Ayala Land. If a company owns an movable property and earns income, taxable. Yes. But an individual that is not a company outside of UAE purchase a property in UAE and makes money, no, not taxable. Nice. So that's a distinction. Okay? Okay, here. Next. Okay, since we are in the point of real estate, any income for real estate investment not covered with corporate tax. So, as an individual, here in UAE, there's many ways to make money, right? Yeah. One, salary. Is it taxable? No. Our salary is not covered with corporate tax. Investments on companies and we earn dividends. Do we cover? Is it covered with corporate tax? No. Still no. Okay. Number 3, investments to real estate. So kayo, as here, you have extra money, you buy real estate, and then you lease it out, or in Airbnb, for example, whatever. You make money on that. Is that taxable? No. Because under the law, investment to real estate by individual are not taxable. Unless you get a trade license for it. That's the new law also. Okay? As long as you don't have a trade license and it's individual, then no. Okay, next. According to personality. Now, there are 2 kinds of personal, juridical person and then juridical person. For juridical person, check which company are you? What type? Limited liability, private limited companies, limited companies, private joint stock companies, public joint stock companies, and then free zone companies. Okay? So if you are one of these, 100% you are subject to corporate tax. Companies incorporated outside, again, effectively managed, also covered with corporate tax. Next would be natural person. So what's the difference between juridical and natural person? Juridical is, in the eyes of the law, you are considered as a person because you were incorporated. Okay? So they are considered as a person. Natural person are individual like us. Question, can natural person do business in UAE? Even as on a individual capacity? Yes. Even with trade license. So, anyone here who has a trade license that says X company, sole establishment. If your trade license is mentioning sole establishment, then your company is a natural person company. Sole trader. Okay? So if you are in that case, you are also subject to corporate tax if you are doing business. Okay? Now, what normally natural persons do in UAE? They're employed. Right? But if a natural person started to do business, then that business income is subject to corporate tax. Okay? With a different set of rules. So these are examples of natural persons. Incorporate as sole proprietor, incorporate as sole establishment, individual owners of unincorporated partnership, individual freelancer of unincorporated unregistered business. So, kung meron tayo, if we have friends who are in freelance, making money as freelance, okay, they are basically doing business. And therefore, any income to that may subject it to the corporate tax. Okay? Then civil companies. Okay, so there are civil companies, but they are considered as actually right now as juridical person already. Now, natural person. So, does anyone set up your business as a sole trader? Anyone? No. Everyone is set up as an LLC. Everybody. LLC, correct? But yes, what we have. How is it that what? All of it, natural person? Sole establishment. All of it. Okay. Then, listen to this. It's applicable to you. Your registration requirement is different from the normal company. Number two, your threshold is also different. No, sorry, registration only. Sorry, registration only. Threshold is still the same. Okay, I'll go ahead. So, if you're a natural person, your corporate tax, in determining corporate tax, you need to remember this special threshold. 1 million revenue. Okay? If your sole trader company have a revenue of not less than 1 million, you don't need to register your business to corporate tax. It is only when you exceed 1 million of revenue that you will be required to register for corporate tax. Now, for many sole traders, right now, we are advising them to register anyway. Okay, so I assume you are registered already, so that's good. Okay, so do not wait for this 1 million threshold. Okay, now, but if you think that your revenue is less than 1 million in a given year, then to optimize tax savings and deduction, better not register. So, however, if you feel you are not sure that you'll have 1 million revenue on the tax period, then better register. Okay? Now, the registration period for natural person is you only register the business for corporate tax once you meet the threshold of 1 million, and then you register only after you completed the tax period. However, this case is not what we recommended. What we recommending is, even if you're a sole trader, just register. Okay? To avoid any issues. Okay, next. In terms of residence. By the way, natural person or juridical person, the corporate tax regime that will apply to you is still the standard. Okay? There's no difference. The way you calculate for income, the way you consider your deductions are the same. You make your adjustment, it's the same. The 1 million is just a threshold of whether you register or not. Okay? Next. Okay, residents. So, you have resident and non-resident person. So, for resident person, juridical person, inside and outside. If you're still considered resident, even if your company, like I said earlier, is still outside, but you're effectively managing and controlling it. Okay? Natural person residing in UAE, and any person may be determined by the cabinet and ministry. So if you are a resident person doing business in UAE, you are covered with corporate tax. Okay? Next. Non-resident. Okay, we know 100% on resident doing business covered with tax. Well, non-resident person can also be subject to corporate tax. In some cases, yes. So an example would be permanent establishment. So this one, as an example, Ayala Land went to Dubai, set up a company. Instead of a separate LLC company, what they did is to set up a company, a branch of a foreign-owned entity. Okay? So that is an example of a permanent establishment. So Ayala Land, for example, is not taxable by itself, but the branch in UAE, because it has permanent establishment, it's covered with corporate tax. Because it has fixed and permanent place here, doing business here, and then there is habitual exercise of the business in UAE. Okay? Next. Nexus of I'm just repeating this again. If you're a juridical person, wherever you are, inside or outside, and then you make money from immovable property. What is immovable property? Real estate, right? Real estate. So if you're making money and you're a juridical person making money from immovable property, the income of that is subject to corporate tax. But if you're an individual, you own an immovable property, and you make money from immovable property, is that subject to corporate tax? No, because under the definition of nexus does not qualify for that. The nexus provision would only apply if the owner is a company or a juridical company. So now, what do you learn from this basically? If you buy a property, better to buy it as a natural person. Okay. Income derived source income in UAE. Continue on, all of it. If the income is earned in UAE resident, income derived is attributed to permanent establishment in UAE. Income is derived actively to perform assets located in capital invested. Example, you are an individual, okay? You're coming from the Philippines, you came here to UAE. You did not register your company, but you entered into contracts with individuals, residents here in UAE. You made money, okay? And since you are permanently residing in UAE, you are making money from the people of UAE, and you are using resources that is within UAE. The income from that is subject to corporate tax for the reason that that income is earned from sources within the UAE. Okay? Now, there are technical periods there. At least 6 months. So, but if you are less than 6 months here and you make money, you just come here, enter contracts, you make money less than, again, that is not covered by this. But if you stay more than 6 months and you keep doing that, then you are covered with sources income. Now, a small business person. A small business person, if we define it, these are businesses whose revenue is not exceeding 3 million in a year. If you are not exceeding revenue 3 million a year, you're considered as a small business person. Now, why is this important to know? It is important because there is an important relief that help you avoid paying tax. Okay? The relief is called small business relief. Show everything. Okay, go back. Okay, now, if your revenue is below 3 million, you are not a member of a multi-enterprise group, you are not a qualifying free zone, and you are a resident taxable period, a person, you're entitled to small business relief. So what happened in small business relief? You still need to file a return. You go to the portion that says, how much is your revenue? 3 million. And then, do you want to avail small business relief? Yes. Once you think that, all other boxes will switch off. Therefore, small business relief allows you to submit a simplified tax return. So even you as owners can do it. Okay? Provided you cover the list. But if your revenue is more than 3 million, no. You have to undergo the pain of individual. Now, if you are multiple companies, okay? If you are multiple companies, and you are going to do a tax group, okay? You have to think twice because maybe you will not be able to benefit this as a tax group. Because now a tax group, you will have more than 3 million. Right? But if the tax group still allows you to do less than 3 million, then you're okay. Right? Now, if you feel there are companies less than 3 million and other companies more than 3 million, and they are currently registered separately and independently as separate corporate tax registered persons, then submit separately. Those with less than 3 million, SBR. Those not with 3 million, standard. Okay? Are we following? Yeah. Okay, good. Next. So requirement, must register and file simplified tax return. Take note that even if you are a small business relief, you avail a small business relief, okay, and you are losing, you are still qualified to do a carryover. Now take note, to elect every tax period, you will decide whether you want to avail the relief or not every year. So this year you will say, okay, I want to do SPR. So then you file simplified return. Next year, the same thing. Less than 3 million, you decide, okay, SPR again. But the SPR, okay, I'm not sure if this is changed already, but I think this is only until 2026, next year. So these are just temporary relief. So let's see whether this relief will be extended. Okay? No external audit. Okay? Must comply arm's length principles. So you have to have this to avail small business relief. Next.